Welcome in once again, guys. We're here to feed that Yu-Gi-Oh cardboard addiction, guys. You guys already know, and we have none other than the GOAT, man. V, man. It's V. He's in here, guys. Say hi to V. Guys, by the way, destroy that subscribe button here, but also on his channel, man. We're going to leave the link in the description down below. That's V himself, man. V, welcome in, man. How's it going?
Going good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Again, thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure. I mean, last time, look, man, it was over 8 months ago. It's wild how time flies by. I mean, it was over 3K views for the channel. I'm forever grateful, you know, for your support and hopping on. And guys, look at it right here. Subscribe. Make sure you come over here. We're going to leave the link in the description down below. And we're going to get to it, man. So, V, we're going to be discussing about a multitude of things today. There's so much going on in Yu-Gi-Oh right now in the markets, man. It's just insane. Right now, we have what many think to be, you know, one of the best, if not the best structured deck ever to be reprinted in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. And the reason why, because for the first time, we have quarter-century secret rares, you know, that are inside these structured decks. First time. And, you know, sometimes we say quarter-century secrets are budget, you know, gold rarities and things of that nature, the budget version of Starlights. But, you know, in situations like these, when they're hard to get, especially for a deck like Blue Eyes, you know, always gets hyped and nostalgia, then, you know, some people have something to say with regards to that. And lastly, the staples. You know, you get imperms here, you get, you know, the hand traps, you get nibs, you get ashes, and you get called by the grave down here, common sages, effect veilers. So what's your thought process on these structure decks?
You know, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if Konami's gonna make any more structure decks with QCRs in them. Because they're saying allegedly they're ending QCRs. So this might make this even more unique. On top of that, though, if you look at cards like Asphalt from Joyous Spring, which whenever it's not in reprint, it's like $5. Even the common was like starting to go up when Konami was pulling away from his last reprint. And then you look at Asphalt from Joyous Spring in the structure deck, it's $2 out of a $10 structure deck, which has a chance of getting a QCR, which has, I mean, those QCRs, they're going for money already. I mean, in a $10 structure, I believe, is it 10? Is it?
Well, I mean, MSRP should be like 11, 12s, maybe max, but 10 to 12s, you're right.
Yeah, and you can pull a QCR in a structure deck with staples. I mean, this is a 3-up, even if you don't play Blue Eyes. And I think everybody is going to want to hop on this and start picking these up because of the value they have. Because, I mean, like I said, once again, people are going in there and you can pull a $100 QCR in a $10 structure deck.
That's insane.
You can get staples like Nib, Veiler, Ash, Imperm. You get all the insane staples, and then you can have a chance of making money on top of buying a structure deck. It's a no-brainer to me. This is a great buy.
There we go, guys. I couldn't agree more. V made an amazing point. Hadn't made that on the channel is the fact that quarter centuries won't be around for longer. So, I mean, when is the next structure deck? You know what I mean? By then, yeah, they go back to just being regular old structure decks. So this one will most likely continue to be special throughout history. So again, like V said, there's just too much value in here. Like, honestly, I already pre-ordered a display. Makes me want to try and go to my local Walmart or anywhere, you know, one of those big retailers and just buy 3 more. Why not? Because like he said, you know, again, it has a lottery system, you know, and imagine you're that guy. You open one of these and you have $100+ card, plus the staples. You can't make this stuff up. So again, usually for sealed, you know, we call it how it is, guys. Just get your singles, things of that sorts. But when you have a special product like this, you got to give it to Konami. I honestly think this is a good one. So again, like V said, you can see the quarter centuries, each and every single one already over triple digis in price, guys. So this is easy pickings. I can't blame you if you go to your local OTS and pick those up. So again, a lot of people hyping, you know, Fiendsmith, the Fiendsmith engine, you know, obviously played with Yugioh right now, and other deck archetypes. Now people are starting to speculate with even Blue Eyes. Again, it's something new, it's something that is coming out fresh right now as people get their cards in. People thinking about maybe sneaking this in with Primite Blue Eyes as well. So again, engravers have been going down in price because the general thought process that I said on the channel was like, look, you know, people were playing Yugioh, Fiendsmith, they were playing Mitsubugis with you know, Fiendsmith, and again, I'm sorry, with Yugioh. So again, people were falling out of favor for the Fiendsmith engine, but now people might use it with Blue Eyes. What do you think, V? Is that a potential? Do you see it happening? Is it just all speculation? Let's hear your thoughts.
You know, I think Fiendsmith can go up if Blue Eyes tops, or I mean, dominates even. Because if you get a top here and there, Fiendsmith's not going to move. But if we get like a regional weekend and Blue Eyes just absolutely dominates that regional weekend, which it can in its debut weekend, then we can see movement. We got YCS, Houston around the corner.
Yep.
If Blue Eyes dominates that, then people will go in and maintain. And right now, Fiendsmith technically is in fear of fear, meaning that it's going to go down because the band is more likely going to hit it. So, like, the price is falling. What's holding it is going to be Ryzeo, and the Blue Eyes comes out of nowhere and says, listen, you need the Fiendsmith and Blue Eyes in order to be competitive. Then we can see Fiendsmith go up a little bit. But, I mean, Fiendsmith's end is going to be either in A, reprints, and or B, the Banlist. So, yeah, it's good to, if you have Fiendsmith, you're feeling pretty good, because then you can pick up Blue Eyes. Now you're feeling really good, because you can do Blue Eyes with Fiendsmith, Ryzeo, Fiendsmith. But you always got to be careful of that balance, and that balance is going to get, no doubt in my mind, is Fiendsmith going to get hit. And so like I said, it's kind of like a struggle. Do you buy it now? Do you not buy it now? Is it worth it? When do you resell it? Can you resell it and get your money back even?
That's a good point.
So that's going to be, that's something that I think every player can personally has to struggle with. There's no correct answer, by the way. Ultimately, when that balance is announced, that's it. The clock's done. You go to relist your Fiendsmith cards. Everyone's doing it, and the prices are just falling. Yeah. But of course, Konami wants to make that reprint money. So, like I said, it's a gamble. It's a struggle, and I really don't know what Fiendsmith. It's in a really unique position where, that's like, it should have been hit, but it's not. It should be reprinted. It hasn't. It's gonna get banned. We know this. But it might be getting used. So it's in this like weird flux.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too many cards like these where it's just in that position where, like V said, the double whammy, the banlist potential plus reprint potential. Again, banlist wise, maybe straight up ban, maybe not, because they still want to reprint it. But even if it gets touched to 2, it hurts the consistency, especially to 1. I believe like in the OCG, that happened as well. So again, if that does happen, like V correctly saying, then that will impact these prices. Or if a reprint, if we see it in Stampede, you know, like just like for Wallows, no one thought that would be possible, and it's happening. So those are definitely considerations. But again, also that angle about Blue Eyes Primite sneaking this in. Again, like we have here, shout out to I might name this later, a member of the channel. Again, don't take this to heart, guys. We're not saying this is going to be the end-all, be-all deck list, the one that pros will be using. No, we're just using this as a guide. And if you can see here, people using triple engravers, you know, Lurie, and the one Lacrima, and then the one Tracked. And again, you know, mixing this up with Blue Eyes and with Primite, there's people cooking already. There's people trying to cook this deck up. And if they manage to successfully, like V just said, take over regionals or top one of those YCSs with Blue Eyes in the mix, the nostalgia around it, it's a wrap, guys. So definitely make your considerations when it comes to the potential that Fiendsmith Engraver can still have in the meta, even with Blue Eyes coming out of nowhere, as people have expected it though, to possibly take over you know, the high tier Yu-Gi-Oh event. So again, people talking about maybe Mirror Resonator in the members chat. Someone was mentioning that, and also Chain Resonator, just as some possible tech cards, you know, that work to sneak this in Blue Eyes, because people said that wishes searches for this one, if I'm not mistaken, and this is a normal summon that could special this, if I'm not mistaken. So again, people just trying to find ways to, you know, get to the Fiendsmith package inside Blue Eyes with Primite as well. So just keep it in mind, because if that does happen, the markets will go nuts. The markets will go crazy. So you guys definitely have to keep that in mind. So again, recently we had a YCS Birmingham over there, you know, across the Atlantic. I mean, over 2,000 plus players, just like in YCS Orlando, you know, where me and V, you know, the event that we went to. And again, 2,000 plus players, Fire King, you know, taking over. People did not see that coming. Of course, a very good duelist over there, the champ from the YCS, you know. But as you can see, I always talk about representation. Yeah, Fire King won, but you can see Ryzeo taking the big picture here with Malice a close second, and Mitsubugi's, you know, third right there. So again, V, just, you know, I wanted to highlight this event. It was a massive Yu-Gi-Oh event, almost 2,500 players. We had Fire King, Malice, Ryzeo, and Mermail topping over there compared to YCS Orlando. What do you think about our latest YCS?
You know, a couple of months ago, there was a Japanese YCS, and they had record-breaking numbers. It was like 7,400 and something players. Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say a couple of months ago, was low in their number count for like big events, for the most part, overall. I mean, some here and there, but for the most part, it was low. This meta, this game right now, is so fun and so good, because we all clearly, we're not like, no one's blind. It's Ryze's the best deck, Mouse is right behind it, But you don't need to play those decks. You can play, like you said, Mermails. You can play Cristrons. You can play all these other decks and still have a chance of taking down the king. And it's fun to do that. Like I have Mouse and Ryziel, but I also have all these other decks, and they're all fun as well, because it's like, dude, I want to take down Ryziel. It'll be great. Ryziel builds a board and you break it with, like, I mean, name a deck. You break it and you kill them. Dude, you know how fun that is? And for this YCS, Dinklebui did that. So it's even more exciting for the player base to get a front seat at a deck. Everyone's like, Fire King? No, we used to play that. We're done with that now. But Fire King, no, it is Fire King. And they came in and they washed this entire event. So it is cool to see that. And I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to get more and more popular because the meta is so enjoyable. Now, whether or not it's going to last for a long time is to be seen. But everyone would be lying to say the meta was not enjoyable. It's an amazing meta we're in right now. We are lucky. This might be a throwback meta in the future. That's how enjoyable this meta is. And once again, looking at Fire King, looking at this list, I mean, it's fun. It's great to see this list being played. It's great to see the guy who piloted so well. And it's great to see all the lines that he did. Because now people are going to want to replicate that. People are going to want to say, okay, maybe I can think outside the box and I can come into a Yu-Gi-Oh event. I can do it like this guy did it. And listen, they're not wrong, because everyone has this equal opportunity to go ahead and be first place and not be named Mouse and not be named Ryziel. Alternatively, Mouse and Ryziel, fun to play as well. Real consistent. So, I mean, this is a great meta, and I really did like watching YCS Birmingham. Had a great time at YCS Orlando. I mean, except the meta's been in a really good spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, V says great points again, like just inspirational. This list, I mean, going to an event with 2,000 plus players, guys, and just taking over, man, just going through everyone else with all the top tier decks, you know, that's pretty impressive. You know, the community reacted in a great way. And yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, the meta's in a good place. Past formats, you know, were pretty stale. Snake Eyes just dominating. People wanted something different. And now you go to a 2,000 player event, you know, okay, Ryziel tops. But then you go to the Europe and then, okay, Fire King tops. But then in the top 4, there's Mermail and, like, you know, V said with Crystron top 64ing as well and things of that nature. So again, a lot of mixes going on in the meta right now. A lot of mixed decks, mixed different deck cores topping and actually performing. That's really the key. So those are great points. Again, thanks to that. Again, we covered that Fire King Cordial Okanix. We're spiking up in prices. You can see used to be single digits, went up to 20 bones. Right now it's still 25, 22s. So again, the market is waiting. The market is waiting for the next big event to see if there's going to be other players that will now consistently top with this deck, or if it was just a one-hit wonder. We'll continue to monitor that, you know, as we continue on. And again, we also have Ryziel. Like V just said, it continues to be the best deck. It continues to top consistently and be, you know, heavily represented. When we see this pie chart, like V said, is the best deck. The best deck usually is the most represented one. Yes, it doesn't have to win every single event, but when it tops consistently and is most represented, it is definitely considered the best deck by the masses. And again, so when you go to Ryziel's, I mean, you know, the prices have been stable between 20 to 25s for the most part for most of these. So again, the XZs are cheap, you know, unless you go for high end. So that's good. But yeah, these pieces, they're still high up there. But like V said, definitely the deck to contend with right now. And V also mentioned Malice. Malice, as you can see this list, you know, I'm right here, top 8 over there, YCS Birmingham, continues to dominate the meta and be heavily represented as well. So that's what he means when he says fun. We went through Ryziel, we went through Malice, we went through Fire King. And again, you can see Malice cards, they just are what they are. Since they came out, they've been stable, nothing, no movements too crazy with regards to these. And then lastly, we have Mermails. Man, V, you always used to say, always, I remember from the videos just watching, V always says the first regional after Mermail gets support, they shotgun the format. You know what I mean? So I need to hear your opinion. You know, let us hear it again, bro.
I love Mermails because it does that. Like, every time there's a new, like, Banlist and everyone doesn't know what they're doing, some Mermail Chad comes to the regionals and just smokes everybody. Because everyone's, like, trying to figure out the ratios. And the dude's like, Winter Glacier, Rip 2, 2 negates, like, doing all this. And everyone's like, oh, hold on, I gotta... And always, every single regional season, especially regionals in which we guarantee nobody knows what they're doing, Mermails will always come in and cook. But... you know, the thing about Mermails, too, is it's a very hard deck to play. It's a deck that doesn't offer much as far as safety. I mean, if you look at the Mermail list, he had Ash, Imperm, and he obviously he had Dominus Impulse, but after that he was just hoping to to Fualos you, hope you pass turn, so he could go ahead and just go crazy on you. And I like this list because it embodies what members really want to do. You're gonna do your turn. They want to slow you down, but they want to get to their turn so they can lay you out. Like that's the goal of every Mermail player. It's like, yeah, I want you to do something. I'm gonna have a little interaction. The second I stop you, you say pass turn. My goal is to end it. There's no like, let's see the next turn.
Yeah, no.
And if I go first. Yeah, and if they go first, then they'll go, okay, well, we'll try to lock you out like this deck with Barrier Statue. We'll try to do negates, which is totally awesome. Previous list was like, we'll try to rip cards out of your hand to give you minimum resources. So the strategy, members, is really simple, but how to get there is always hard. And if it's hard to do, it's fun to do. And I think that's what Mermail players like. They like, having a deck where your hand is a bunch of doors that open to more doors that end on combo lines that are just really hard to do, and like I said, it's really, you have to really practice this deck. So it's cool to see it top. I hope we see more Mermail decks top because once again, they're really hard to play, but they're really fun. And to anyone that owns Mermails, never sell Mermails. I have bought and sold this deck 3 separate times. I'll never sell Mermails. I don't care what the price is.
You learn your lesson.
After the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, all right. Every time I bought it, I paid more money. Every time I sold it, I always felt like bad, like a week later, like, ugh, I didn't even need to do that. And never sell Mermails. That's like one of the golden rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is gonna be a new golden rules. One of them up there is gonna be never unload this deck. You will always regret it.
Never. There you go. He said it himself. I mean, Konami's still giving support to the deck even now, into 2025. This deck continues to morph throughout history. It continues to top even after all these years since it came out. So like V said, this is the shotgun deck. It just finds different ways. Before it was with Moonling Glacier, now it's with Toad and the Barrier Statue, and it'll always stay prevalent. So learn your lesson. The golden rule: never sell your Mermail. So there we go. And just talking about them, I mean, the markets when it comes to them, I mean, some cards like Mermail, Abisgaios needs a reprint, but most of them got reprinted either in Bonanza recently. As you can see with the Atlantean part of it, with Neptibus here, with the quarter century at around 15s. You do have the Platinum Secrets here at around $1 and some change. And then you got the new support as well. So the combination of Mermail and these Atlantean cards, they've always broken the deck into the meta at one point or another. So like V said, if you pick these up, especially the higher end OTs, just keep them. You'll do worse selling them now, and then they respike, and then you want to get them at more expensive prices later. So definitely keep that in mind. And then we move to Mitsubugis, man. In the channel, we call this deck the Mitsubugis, this engine, or Mitsubishis, or just the Mitsus, man. What do you think about this card? Mainly the ritual card and the monster as well. Again, when it came out, it was a splash. At YCS Orlando, everyone was scrambling on that Friday. I need Mitsubugis. I need to play it. I'm combining this with with this engine or that engine, and I need to play it right now. Yugioh Mitsu's the best deck. So what do you think about this engine as the price of the ritual is going down a bit, but do you think it has long-term effect, that we're getting reprints maybe in Alliance Insight? Or what's your take, especially you probably faced this deck at YCS Orlando, so let's see that insight.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you right now, Mitsubugi's to me is like the prince in waiting, because this deck isn't the best deck. Yugioh Fiendsmith is the best deck.
Okay.
And maybe even Yugioh Pure, it's starting to catch up. And Mitsubugi's now the 3rd. So it started off being potentially the best, but not really, because the deck sporadically bricks where other decks are more consistent. With that said, though, if the bans comes and Fiendsmith does get hit, one of the best, I think the best deck in the game might be Yugioh Mitsubugi's. Just because of here's the thing though, this deck isn't solved ratio-wise in Yugioh. Every build of Yugioh's you'll see has different ratios of Mitsubugi's. And it's not fully solved. The minute it's fully solved, and the minute we get a ban and a Fiendsmith gets hit, this might be the deck. This might be the deck everyone's gonna look at. This might be the deck everyone's gonna go and grab. This might be the staple, like you saw Rise's YCS Birmingham be a top dominant deck. I mean, it's a mixture of 3 Yugioh builds. It might be a mixture of 2 now, where it's pure or Mitsubugi's. Mitsubugi's will give you more value, but they have a chance of bricking. And if that can be solved, or who knows, maybe Joel Lockberg gets hit in the ban list, this deck definitely has a huge shot at becoming a dominant deck. So I'll tell you right now what I did. I bought a core. I didn't buy a high rarity core. I kind of want to, but I'm slowly buying Yugioh stuff. But I'll tell you right, that's a high rarity. But I'll tell you right now, if anyone owns a high rarity core or an ultra, even a regular core, and they're not using it, but they don't want to sell it, I totally get it, because the Banlist comes, features hit. This is the deck you're gonna want to play. This is consistent once it's solved, and I think it's slowly being solved as time goes on, as it becomes more consistent, as we see more Mitsubugi decks top. More numbers of them topping from their debut. So I definitely think there's potential here.
There we go. And the man faced the deck in YCS Orlando, so that's his take. Again, just good cards for the future, especially if they get new support in Alliance Insight. So again, definitely cards, that in the mid to long term you should consider picking up, even though if they're crashing down a bit or retracing back down to the mean, definitely you need to keep this engine, this deck core in mind. And now we moved, to Supreme Darkness. This is the latest and greatest. The set just came out right now. It has broken best-selling cards like Primite Dragon Ether Barrel. It has Mo Charming Meows. The new Mo Charming obviously has the Mitsubugis that we just talked about. Bow, White Force support, you name it. I mean, looking back, the set might be broken, later on in history when it gets hard to get. You even have Evil Hero support. And then the new Mermail support that we touch base on those cards, and then Argo Stars. A lot of people think that post-Alliance Insight, this deck core might make some waves. So again, there's a lot going on with this set. I just wanted to hear your thoughts just very quickly, like what you think about the set, even Tenyi support, maybe the new Mo Charmy, the Primite card, just in general, what you think about the set, what people maybe should be doing, and things of that nature.
I like this set because that's my two favorite cards, which the minute you look at it, you go, they're going to ban these cards, or they're going to spike in value, and then something's going to happen. Right. About Q is broken. Like, that card deserves to be on a ban list. Not today, but eventually, that's a ban list card, easily. No doubt in my mind, that card belongs on a ban list. It is so broken. Like every time you see a Link 4, it's normally like a game-ending Link 4. But if you could go to Link 4 and actually have support, which About Q is, that puts it in the categories of its own. And I really like this card a lot. I think it's a really broken card. I think everyone should at least grab one, because I do think this has crazy potential. Obviously, yeah, the QCR is a lot of money. I got the QCR. I was very lucky to get it. But the secret rare has been going down. It's like $30. Great secret rare from this set. Number one. Number two, another card that I think is wild, Clockwork Knight.
Ooh,
bro,
good take.
Every Link 1 is so broken in this game. Like, every Link 1, everyone's like, dude, well, I was talking about this the other day. What was the deck? They got a Link 1, but they're like Rogue, and they're Fiend something Max. Oh my god, the Fiends. Magic Bullet. Magic Bullets with some Magical Musketeers.
Yeah,
bro,
that's a good point.
That deck was cheeks. It gets a Link 1, and now you play against Magic Bullets, you can laugh at it, but if you don't have to answer that Link 1, they start laughing at you.
This card is broken. Link 1. You're right, it is broken.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
It gives you so much advantage.
Insane.
You're right.
Yeah, like put that in any archetype. Are you kidding? Like, it's broken. And then we look at this set, and then we look at their Link 1. Yeah, front end, it's not that good. I'll tell you right now, I don't own a QCR. I'm gonna eventually pick one up. There's no like, you have to, dude. I might even grab like 2. I don't know, but like this, every time there's a Link 1 in this game, it's usually pretty busted, and it's never busted front end, meaning that it doesn't debut like everyone needs it. It always comes out, and then eventually everyone uses it. I think Link Kirby was the only that's kind of different, but every Link 1 front end never comes busted. It's always afterwards for some odd weird reason, and then everyone's like, oh, I can fit this in X deck, and then it's just insane.
That's
so yeah, no, I just really want to talk about these two cards because I love these cards.
Yeah, that's such a great take. I mean, because people focus on the now. People focus on Clockwork Knight. Who cares, man? No one's playing machines. We're just playing Yugioh and Malice and, Mermails and Fire Kings, and who cares about machines? And then all of a sudden, Cyber Dragons get support, or some other machine that comes out of nowhere, and they start using machine dupe, and they start going into Link 1s, and they start doing this, they start doing that. Then all of a sudden, like V said, the set is 3 months old, 6 months old. A year later, machines get support, and then all of a sudden, everyone's rushing for this ultra rare. So definitely keep it in mind. Even as a quarter century, as it continues to make new all-time lows and go down into the 20s, definitely one to consider. If you see 25s and you say, you know what, 50 bones, let me get 2 of these, not bad at all. Definitely cards to consider. And then, of course, I mean, you always have the staples like Primite Dragon Ether Barrel around 33s. You have the Meows, you know, at around 55, 56s. Again, these new cards that are best-selling, hot off the press. Let me ask your opinion just on those two. What do you think about these two broken cards here? You know, for the Primite engine, obviously, with this ultra rare, and then the brand new Mold Charming. We're already getting a Fuwalos. People still want to play Perulia. They have to fit in Meows. What's your take on just these two cards from the set?
Yeah, this, like you said, this set's such a banger, and these cards are so good. It's crazy, because when I saw Primite, when Primite came out, I forgot how much it was, but I think it was like 20, 25 or something like that. And I'm like, all right, that's a cap-out price. Obviously, the other cards are going to be worth money. The other Primite cards, you know, like Lordly Load and maybe even Drill Beam, because they're a little bit older. No, Barrel's even going up in value as well because of how good and how needed this card is. It's a 3-of must-have card that a lot of players are putting in their Blue Eyes deck. So I really do think that this card's obviously going to be seeing play, but the value is going to maintain good value. Same with the Mocharmy, another one. Great card, great value. Even with the reprint and potentially reprint of both Mocharmies, potentially, Meows is still an excellent card. And if you want to answer Malice, you need this card. If you want to enter a lot of decks, even decks in the future, you need this card. Now, is it worth the QCR price point? Hell no. No shot. But with that said, I do think with more future reprints of Meows, the QCR will go down. And as the QCR goes down, then you could potentially go ahead and pick it up. But, you know, Meows is definitely... It's like, not really Fuwalos. I haven't really done Fuwalos, but Perulia. Perulia went down, went back up to 250, and now it's going back down for the QCRs. So I think it's going to be the same thing when a reprint announced the value goes down. Even though it's not a QCR value, this card was hitting like 250, almost near 300. When it first came out, it spiked to 200, went down to 150, went up to 250, and now it's back down to where it is. And I think it's going to continue to go down with the reprints. So if those of you out there, you guys out there, and you guys want to grab this card, you can. There's one card we'll talk about later on in this video that I think is going to change all this, by the way. This is my take if this one change doesn't happen. I'll mention it later on in this video, I promise you.
All right, I'm going to leave it right here so we can come back. I'll remind you with a Mold Charming Perulia, so we'll leave it there. But yeah, like we said, I mean, these cards are hot. Right now, they're fresh off the press. People need them. High demand for, you know, the Primites, the Mold Charmies, as you can see there. And even Loads exploding up in price. You know, and as you can see here, I need to ask for Load, man, because it's been the best-selling card for Yu-Gi-Oh! For the last, like, month. People getting ready for Blue Eyes. Again, this one did not come out in Suda. It came in Rage of the Abyss. Again, the set that Fuwalos is getting reprinted, so a lot of people speculating maybe Stampede reprints this as well. So what do you think about Load going from $1.50 to $2 to 76s, 80s, people paying even hundreds, you know, due to the demand because of Blue Eyes? This card has caused a lot of controversy, you know, people not knowing if they should buy it, if they should sell it, you know, is it going to keep going higher? So what are your thoughts? We also have the quarter century here. What do you think about Primite Lordly Load? What a card.
You know, I like Blue Eyes a lot. I think it's going to be a great deck. I definitely think it's going to do things in the meta. But can it beat Yugioh consistently is the question. And I don't know it can. And that's going to impact the price of the Primite cards, especially Lordly Load. With that said, though, I do think this is a great card. And I do think that this card is definitely a card that will hold good value until that question has been answered. If Blue Eyes, like I said, dominates, I mean, absolutely dominates, this card is expected to go even more insanely high in value because it's relatively new, but you also need it. If it doesn't dominate, the value goes down. And I think the value will go down because I do think that Blue Eyes, even though it's an excellent deck and a great choice for a lot of players, it's really hard to use this deck against like Yugioh's currently right now. Until Blue Eyes is solved, until Blue Eyes can handle Yugioh and Malice, by the way, because that's the cool thing. Like I said, with the meta, if you can answer Yugioh, you still have to answer Malice. And a lot of decks can't do it consistently. So I think with Lordly Load, I mean, like I said, it's going to be a challenge, but the odds are definitely stacked against it.
I mean, that's just such an excellent point because there's a lot of decks that have great matchups against certain decks, but then there's another deck in the meta that it does horrible against. So again, that's really that's what V said is just genius in that sense. Oh, Jay, I have a great matchup against Malice. How do you do against Yugioh, the most represented deck? Or vice versa. Oh, I got a good matchup against Yugioh, but then Malice, all you do is face Malices in your regionals or the YCS you go to. What is going to happen? So again, that's an amazing point. We'll see how this one plays out, even though it continues to be best-selling. And another, point on top of V's point is that we're getting Maze of Masters soon. And in this set, if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to get you know, that spell, I think the Tachyon spell that makes Yugioh better, if I'm not mistaken, I believe is coming in here. So again, this is coming, what, March 14th. For some weird reason, I thought this set was coming in April, but man, this thing is coming in like 3 weeks. We're gonna have this set. It'll impact the meta with the reprints coming in and the new prints, you know, of those new cards. So again, just something to consider. Again, what happens when Yugioh gets even better, even stronger? How is Blue Eyes gonna have to, you know, deal with that? So those are amazing points. Definitely, you know, some points to keep in mind. And then the ban list, just in general. I mean, we could. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add one thing. Yeah. Yugioh gets to search artifact Lancia.
Oh my!
That is crazy. Yeah, it's gonna suck to be a Malice player because Yugioh's gonna go, "Oh, you playing Malice? Cool. Play the card. Get Lancia. Summon Ice. You can answer my Ice, but you can't answer this Lancia. That's searchable."
That's
wild. Gonna be crazy.
I had no clue. I had no clue that they can search this card. I mean, maybe that's why it's going up here. For the quarter centuries, they were 38s, went down to 30s, and now you can see the volume coming in. Look, they already heard V. Look at that. They're already pushing 40s again, and it'll be for mid 40s to 50s soon. I mean, a searchable Lance is just too good, man. It's just too good, like V said. So please keep this in mind, man. V is preaching facts. He's giving you guys the fire right now to be ready for how the format is going to shift. Not just now with Suda and the new structure deck, but even with Maze of Master coming soon. So definitely make those considerations, guys. And then when it comes to the ban list, I mean, V mentioned the possibility of Engraver going to 1. And again, we can spend a whole MARKETWATCH just talking about the ban list. So that's not the point today. The point is just very lightly, just, you know, asking V, hey, we have a ban list. Maybe in a month or two is going to, you know, before Alliance Insight is going to smack some cards. Just any cards in mind, maybe ban list speculation, talk, any cards that you want to talk about that are either in here and can't get off, or just maybe 1 or 2 cards that you think might get banned here. Ready, set, Engraver, maybe the 2-1. So just any other general thoughts with regards to the ban list.
I only have 2 takes. Number 1's going to be Appaloosa coming off the ban list. I think it's time.
That's hot.
I think Q-Star Appaloosa being like 375 to 400, I think that's not a real price point. Right. Appaloosa comes off the ban list. Starlight Rares hit 1,000 minimal day 1. I really do think it's time for this to come off the ban list. And anyone saying no, it's not or whatever, bro, what have Link's done besides Malice? Like, think about it. This is a huge handout to Malice from Konami, and it's not even like. And if you're saying anyone who says this card should come off the ban list is playing Yugioh and searching their Lancia, like this card coming off the ban list can be a reality, and I think it is. And I think the alternate art is also the alternate art I think has a chance. I think the hit to this didn't make any sense. I think it made sense for the time they hit it, but didn't make sense in the longevity of the game as we shifted over to XC's decks, where we see like Yugioh's being the dominant deck. It's an XC's deck, and we see a hit to Links. But then Konami makes more links, so I do see in time Apples comes off another card, and you know what? We'll talk about the Perulias. If Max C comes off the ban list, now hold on. I always said the only way Max C can come off the ban list is if we get a mass reprint. There's a Speed Duel reprint we'll talk about in a bit, but the mass reprint is going to be in the Bonanza set. Why would Konami reprint Max C in a Bonanza set? Does that make any sense?
Let's give him Think about it. Peek. Let's give him, where is it? Right here. Where is it? Right there. There we go. So
yeah, look at this. Why would they do this? Why? Think about it. You think Konami really likes Max? You think Konami wants to put Max C in for Edison decks or older format decks? No. This is, in my opinion, a signal of a reprint. This is a very obvious reprint signal. Now, should it actually come to 1? Should it come to 2? Should it come to 3? I'm not going to comment on that. But what I will say is, if, you know, we got all the Perulias in a meta, I think if Maxi did come off the bans, it would change the way you would buy your Perulias. Because you would still want Fualos. Everyone still wants Fualos. But you would play with Maxi. And then after that, would you play any more Perulias? Some will say yes. Some will say no, it's more than enough. I'll be honest with you. I think Maxi coming off the bans to me is inevitable. With the bans comes out after the reprint of Quarter Century Stampede, so Banlist wise, I have to say Max C only by proxy because of the reprint.
Great takes, man. Hot takes. Love it, love it, love it. Get the discussion going, guys, in the comment section. V just said, I mean, and he said this for years, since he's been talking about the OTs, you know, back then, and he's always been a proponent. Guys, bring back Max C. Let us play. And now with the Mo Charmies dynamic, you know, how many people would play? How many people would need? Would they combine this with the Mo Charmies and things of that nature and that sort? So again, I mean, it is getting reprinted. Like he said, mass reprint is coming. So people, again, are going to have access to this card. So a lot of speculation going on. We're going to show the prices of this one a little later on. But yeah, hot takes with regards to the ban list, Max C and Appaloosa, guys. So definitely cards that no one, you know, at least for this one, no one's looking at Appaloosa anymore. They're like, it'll never come back. And that's fine. We can all speculate. It might never come back. It might. So, I mean, these Starlights are free if they ever do come back, because this was a $2,000 card, man. Look at it. The card, and this is just a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This card was $2,000. I think it was like $2,500 at one point, like crazy prices, and now it's under $400. So again, it is wild. If this comes off the list, it'll be a banned overnight. Easy money. So great takes. I appreciate it. Hot, man. Love it. So again, now moving on to rarities. Again, when V makes his market watches, sometimes he says, guys, focus on what no one's looking at. No one's looking at Starlights anymore. Quarter centuries, I want matching rarities. Starlights are too expensive and they're too scarce, and I just want my quarter centuries, Jay. And then you come over here and you start seeing that some of these prices, you know, when you go to the best selling, some of these prices are just too low. They're too low. You know, you start seeing, like, for Super Poly, the Starlight of Super Poly is like 100 and the quarter century is like 130. Like, those are things that don't make sense. Access Code Talker, it was 100, and like the quarter century was still lower. But again, $100 for a Starlight access code in this case is getting an alternate art. We're gonna touch base on that in a little bit. But even Lightning Storm, $66 for a Starlight rare Lightning Storm. Ghost Bells, you know, the quarter centuries are like 35, 40s, and then you're telling me you got Starlights for 80s? Like, it doesn't make sense, like V said. And we're gonna let him touch base on this. You know, Masquerena used to be super expensive. So, you know, tell us a little bit more about Starlights. Like, what should people be focusing on, and if they should be giving more priority to this rarity over quarter centuries.
Yeah, all my older Yu-Gi-Oh players know how this works already, because we all slept on Ghost Rares. You could have got Ghost Rare Star Dragon and went to first edition and one time in this game for $75. And when we look at Starlight Rares, we just see Ghost Rares all over again. So all the OG Yu-Gi-Oh players, we all know the game. We're like, oh, you're looking at QCRs? We're going to go touch these Starlight Rares. Because when we should have been looking at this Ghost Rares, we were looking at Starlight Rares. And the other, you know, whatever shiny rarity card I put in front of us. So we know already. We're already at, you know, for the newer Yu-Gi-Oh players, I'm telling you right now, it's history repeats of Konami. Konami knows their formula. They know how things work. And in time, Starlight Rares are going to be what Ghost Rares are. Ghost Rares are insane. They're super expensive. Yeah, Konami came back and reprinted some, sure. But you look at Stardust Dragon, you look at Black Rose Dragon, these Ghost Rares, they're not cheap. And then you can look at other ones. You can look at Blackwing Dragon. You can look at Shooting Star Dragon, Ancient Fairy Dragon. Tell me, are they cheap? Are they easy? Get a first edition a Ghost Rare? Nah, they're crazy. And then you look at Starlight Rares, and they're slowly going down in value, and no one's looking at them. Konami's like, don't look at them. Don't look at that. Look at these QCRs. In fact, here's more QCRs. And everyone's looking away from Starlights. I'm telling you, if it's hard to get, everyone's going to want it. And if it's limited supply, everyone's going to want it even more. And those who sell it will now jack the price up. And rightfully so, because we all looked away from this. Look at Yu-Gi-Oh! OGs already know the story with Ghost Rares. They see it with Starlight Rares. The new Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, they're always running, oh, you saw that new QCR? Bro, I'm not even kind of looking at that right now. The Charmers are getting cheaper by the day. You know, cards like Super Pie, like you said, $100? Crazy.
Insane.
Zeus, I mean, as long as XCs are going to see playing this game, Zeus is going to be in the game, and the most valuable version is going to be Starlight Rare. It is the rarest version, $110? Like crazy.
A Starlight. It's wild.
Yeah, it's a Starlight. People forgot how hard these were to pull. Like, everyone forgot about that. Don't get me wrong, QCR looks great. I like Ultimate Rare Zeus personally. I think it looks the best. It's one of the few ultis Konami really did a great job at. QCR looks absolutely gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, it looks beautiful. But you'd be crazy to say, oh, I prefer this over that. Bro, I prefer Ulti Stardust Dragon over Ghost Rare. But the facts are the facts. Ghost Rare First Edition, Stardust Dragon, It's where the money is. Do you want to go where the money is, or you want to go what you like? You like is temporary. Where the money is, that's what it is all about in the market.
That's right. That's right. Like V just said, it's all about technical rarities, the technical high rarity, the technical max rarity. No way, no how. This Starlight Rare for Zeus, just one example. We have super polys. We have even more where, you know, you pay 120s, let's say, for a Starlight, and the quarter century is almost 80 bones. 80 bones. So there's just a $40 gap. Like, that's insane. Insane, just wild to me. And these were closer in price recently as well. So again, and in some cases, again, like we have to mention it again. Look at that super poly. Let's show this. Look, like in some cases like this, it's not even about anymore like, oh, you know, there's a gap between prices. No, the quarter century is 135s and the Starlight is less than $100. Like,
crazy.
In what world are we living in, guys? Like, it's lost. Like the rarity before, when I was growing up, secret rares, like there's not gonna be a moment in essence where secret rare is cheaper than a super or an ultra. You know what I mean? Like secret rares, everyone wanted that rarity. You know, nowadays people don't respect rarities anymore. They're like, oh, quarter century, I want my matching rarity. I don't care about a Starlight. It's like wild, man, insane. So V made great points with regards to that. So, you know, let's continue on and see what other goodies we have here. So again, like he said with Ghost Rares, again, these were super cheap back in the day. I remember V saying, you know, that he picked some of these up cheaper back in the day, you know, and now they're crazy expensive. Same thing with Starlights, guys, but Ghost Rares in general, it's a beautiful rarity. To me, is one of my favorites, high up there between this and OTs. But again, yeah, make sure you keep those Ghost Rares in mind. And then we have OTs, guys. Again, I wanted to ask V, because a lot of these ultimate rares are losing like that factor, that, oh my God, I want them. You know, some of these prices are crashing down. Yes, you still have the OGs, the expensive ones, but some of these are cheap, like single digi OTs. You would never have seen that, you know, a couple of years ago, and now you're starting to see single digis. You know, some of these at $5, $6, $7. Look, Phantom of Yubel, $6 for an OTS OT. You know, what do you think about the status, you know, of OTS OTs right now in the Yugiverse? You know, should people be picking them up? Are they still cherished? You know, people love them, or, you know, just your thoughts in general, as we can see these Astro Pack Ultimate Rares, which are older and harder to get and have more iconic Ultimate Rares like Pot of Duality, Trish, and things of that nature. Will OTS eventually become like Astro? What's your take overall on Ultimate Rares in the game right now?
QCRs have blasted these cards' prices. Absolutely blasted a majority of these cards' prices. This is the result of Konami's greed of reprinting the 25th anniversary 3 years. Only a bad ex-girlfriend of Konami talks about the anniversary for multiple years. Only that. These are the only two things in my mind that do that. And then we look at yeah, Infinite Permanence, great example.
Look at that,
great example.
I need your opinion, bro. Look at that, 125s for and look at that. Look at that. They're the same price, bro. Like, please, yeah. I need your thought process.
I do think some ultis will go up in value as time goes on, especially as we pull away from QCRs. Some QCRs actually will outlast the Ultimate Rare counterparts because of how Konami listed them, how hard it was to get. So I think Konami's starting to understand the secondary market with, you know, with rarities. But Konami's been dipping in the secondary market way too much. And a lot of these cards, which were stapled valued, I mean, you couldn't get certain cards for certain prices back in the day. You just couldn't for cheaper prices where we are today. It just, dude, common swap rocks used to be like $6.
Crazy.
Now Konami came in and said, you want a QCR for $8? Yeah, I think I would. Thank you.
Look at this discrepancy. You see, like, you have Swap Frog iconic, you know, 100 plus, and then you have a single digi quarter century, but with some other ones it's like the other way around. So sometimes it makes us question, like, rarity is like the card. It's not like the specific rarity, but the card, I guess, scarcity does factor into that as well. But it's just so weird with some cards. It's like, oh, quarter century trash, Swap Frog OT is the mainstay, but then you go to another one and it's like the quarter century is higher, the OT, no one cares about him. So it's definitely, you know, a very interesting dynamic. But like V said, I mean, people essentially are taking these for granted, man. People taking these for granted because some of these ultimate rares, we get it recently, maybe with the newer ones, maybe they're not that good quality wise, but some of these older OTS pack OTs, especially the Astro Pack ones that we pulled up here, you know, these are way harder to get. These are like the old foiling, you know, these look amazing. Like, if you've seen Tsukuyomi or Marksman or Dragoons, you know, or Fiendish Chain, these look amazing. Trish looks amazing, MST as well. So I mean, these are harder to get, these are more iconic per se. But it's crazy to see how Ultimate Rares, you know, they were the end-all be-all. You know, people always, you know, wanted to crack open OTS, Astro Packs, go to their tournaments and pull these. And now people go to their tournament, they're pulling $5, you know, $5 OTs, yo.
Yeah.
You're like, why did I come to locals today? You know what I mean? Like, usually you would go like, you know what, maybe I might sneak an OT today and can make 20, 25 bucks, man. But now you're not even making the money you put in. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's crazy.
You're cracking $5 OTs and ban unlimited cards in your OTS pack. Like, Konami, why am I here, bro?
You gotta love it. You gotta love it, man. You got to. And then we have some Speed Duel talk here. You know, just to talk about, again, Speed Duel has fallen out of favor, you know, in the sense of actual support and playability. But this product did come out. We talked about Maxi already. We're gonna touch base on it in a little bit. But again, prismatic secret Speed Duel cards are brand new. They came out brand new, you know, and these look really, really nice in my humble opinion. Let's see what V has to say. You have Blue Eyes, Necro Valley. I believe Necro Valley should come in Stampede, in my humble opinion. But you got some GOAT cards, Time Wizard format cards, you name it. So Maxi obviously started like the reprint rumblings, like, oh, it came here. So, and the Banlist rumblings, maybe it comes back. So now we see that it's coming in Stampede as well. So in general, just to randomly talk about this Speed Duel product, what do you think about Speed Duel, this product, and just your take on this?
Speed Duel's on life support and is eventually going to die, and it sucks because it has a great community and it has a great chance to thrive. But Konami is just literally leaving on life support with sporadic reprints, and eventually they're going to kill it off. It kind of reminds me like Star Foils, where the battle packs was a horrible idea. It went on life support and then it died. With that said, though, sporadically we've seen Star Foils hold crazy value. I mean, it's not even like the battle pack tournament ones, which are also great value. Other Star Foils just hold crazy value, like Dot Scraper. Dot Scraper like went out of nowhere, came out of nowhere, and pumped. And I think a lot of these cards, when you look at like Star Foils having sporadic value, is because they're so hard to get because nobody really wanted them. Speed Duels to me is Star Foils where nobody's going crazy for Speed Duels. And your OTS locals, you might get like one kid who loves it, maybe two. Some are lucky to have a group, but realistically, nobody's playing with Speed Duels. No one's buying Speed Duels. Stores are slowly stopping, not even carrying Speed Duels. They're trying to unload it at value. And a lot of these cards, I do think will be the Star Foils where we'll see sporadic value. Where people sporadically out of nowhere will grab a random card and go, man, I really need Necro Valley. You know what, Speed Duels is really hard to get? I'm going to grab that one. Or Ultimate Rare Necro Valley. Or, I mean, same goes for a lot of these cards, like Great Human Spy and all these other cards. And these are a lot of great cards for regular reprints in the current Edison meta and Time Wizard meta, which Konami still isn't doing anything with, but which is vastly popular. So we have to see what happens with that. But yeah, no, I love the Speed Duel Prismatic Secret Rare. It looks crisp. It looks clean. It looks like someone got Secret Rare and laid a light layer of plastic over it. It looks beautiful. If you guys ever held one of these in your hand, you can see it clear as day. There's nothing more cleaner than one of these Prismatic Secret Rares.
For sure, man. The quality on these cards, next level. Some people whine and complain about the Speed Duel tag or the stamp or this, that. Hey, quality. You know, these prints look amazing. So once the Stampede comes, I want a playset of this just cuz. Even if we get Platinum Secrets or Courtesan, I want a playset of this one because these look nice. Same for Tribe, for my GOAT deck. These look amazing, and there's other GOAT cards here too. So great take by V, you know, with Speed Duel, guys. And V's just showing the versatility, man. I put V to talk about everything. Speed Duels, OTs, Ghost Rare, Starlights, the meta, Suda, you know, YCS Birmingham. Damn, you name it. So guys, if you live under a rock, please get out of under that rock. Come over here. We're going to have the link in the description down below and in the first comment, pinned comment, guys. You got to go sub right now, man. V's the GOAT, honestly. Always an honor to have him on. And guys, make sure you check the links in the description down below. Check out the deals and steals, tools, you know, and community resources for you guys. And, you know, hop on the Discord as well. Come over here and say hi. And, you know, subscribe to your boy. You know what I mean? We're trying to get here to 10K. You know, we're grinding our way to success like we love to say on the channel. So, guys, I would appreciate it if you like the video on the way out and on the way in, and also subscribe. Destroy that subscribe button. Guys, I would gladly appreciate it. And none of this content is official financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. And then lastly, the last part, you see a lot of tabs, but we'll go through these quick because there's just the cards that we're going to talk about that got announced, you know, at YCS Birmingham. You know, that we're getting the reprints, guys. This is the time of the year, you know, with the Rarity collection, that usually this product destroys the markets. Right now, we don't know. We have like 17 cards, whatever, 14, 15, 7. We're going to discuss those. But there's you know, dozens and dozens of cards that we don't know yet, that you're probably collecting. You have them in your binder, you don't know that it will get destroyed in price. So it's important. We're going to continue to monitor this product and keep you guys informed. But again, a lot of excitement. Again, we get the boomer sector, like I like to call it, you know, inside of the Rarity collection. We have miscellaneous Saurus for dinos. Hopefully that gets bumped up to 2. That'll be nice. We have for Wallows, obviously. We have Infinity. That's a good one. Raging Phoenix used to be meta relevant. People still wanted. Dragon Maid does shoot a metamorphosis for the boomers like your boy. I'm excited for that. So again, we're going to discuss Stampede before actually getting to the cards that we now know are coming, and we'll discuss those. What you have to say about Stampede? You like the previous Rarity collections up until now? You have expectations for Stampede personally, cards that you're looking for or that you think that will get reprinted? You know, let's hear your speculation about this set.
It's been so long. I've been wanting this set to come out because it's the end of quarter centuries. Thank you. I don't hate quarter centuries. I just hate how Konami mass reprints everything because it kills the value of the market and makes the market unpredictable. Oh, you have a nice ultimate rare card, you say? Boom, quarter century. Now the value goes down. Oh, you really busted your hump to get this beautiful card at an OTS pack? See that OTS card you just got? That used to be money? Boom, quarter century. Buy out stuff. And the recent OTS packs have also not been like saved from quarter centuries. Like it just been absolutely crazy out there. So I am glad about the set. With that said, I also do like quarter centuries sets. I wish they got rid of quarter century rares because I like reprinting cards in multiple rarities. I love reprint sets. I think this game needs more reprint sets. I'm all about that. But reprinting core centuries, it's kind of like a shoehorn for ultimate rares, for starlight rares, and it takes away from the actual valuation of these cards. So I love the reprints. Hopefully we get more great reprints. Right. But I hate QCRs, and I'm glad they're finally doing away with them.
I mean, as we can see here, like V just said, look at that. Quarter Century Stampede, along with Alliance Insight, releasing a few weeks later, will be the last releases to include QCSRs that were supposed to be to celebrate 25 years, but it's felt like 3 more years. You know, we're gonna have 30-year celebration coming soon. You know what I mean? So it's funny, but like V said, I mean, great reprints are expected in here. And again, like I never thought about this on the channel, but what if we would have had Rarity collections without quarter centuries, like before quarter centuries, like before the 25th anniversary celebration, like a year before, 2 year? Imagine just reprint all these cards and these different rarities. Just not including that one. So that's an interesting take for sure. And we'll see, you know, on that take, what do you think Konami's going to do? Because we'll probably, I mean, these sets sell too much. They're too good. So no more QCSRs. What are they going to replace it with? What do you think happens for Rarity Collection 5 and beyond? Let's hear your take.
Oh, Konami's not going to be the old king going back after winning the war and sitting down and going, all right, now let the kingdom run through. No. We're getting a new Rarity. They already talked about luxury rares. Like Konami, if you look at Rarity on a spectrum throughout the history of Yu-Gi-Oh, they slowly started adding new rarities. And in the past, like 5 years, they went boom, 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 boom. So we're going to get a new Rarity, no doubt in my mind. I wish they went back to Starlight rares. I really wish they went back to it. I think it makes more sense from a logical perspective because it has a higher ceiling on certain cards. We finally get a ceiling on cards. But I hope if we do get a new Rarity, it's not a bootleg version of Starlight rares like Core Century rares. It's not a bootleg version of current rares. Like, oh, we get something brand new that players can also enjoy as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great take. Again, a lot of people speculating that we might go back to Starlights. That'd be amazing. But also, like V just said, just having a brand new special Rarity would be amazing as well. Hopefully they get it right. So we'll see.
Full art.
Now, full art. You see, there you go. Let's get full art that we have in Pokemon. Let's bring it over there. That new Rarity from the Rarity collections. You imagine? Yeah, I saw that on X. A lot of people talking about that. You know, so that's a great take by V. Hopefully that does happen down the line. And then lastly, we're going to go through the cards that were announced. I mean, just some of these Skull Servant, as you can see here, maybe a collect that. I'm surprised they started with this, you know, because it's like, I mean, sure, I needed it. You have isn't there like an ultra? Yeah, a super rare, sorry, and an ultra, yeah. But again, the collectors, it'll probably have like a platinum and a quarter century. So it's a nice, you know, it's pretty neat. But it's like, collectors get it. You know what I mean? So nothing too much to talk about that one. Then we have Buster Blader. Again, nostalgia. It's an iconic card. You know, again, not too much to ask to V or to anyone. These are just straightforward, at least with the first ones. Just again, it'll probably get the Platinum Secret and the Quarter Century. So collectors are gonna have a banger. So not much to say with regards to that one. And then you can see price-wise, I mean, it has a secret rare. Speed Duel looks very, very nice. It has some DT. The anniversary pack alternate art looks fire. But other than that, not too many different rarities for this one, so that'll be nice. And then we have Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Again, this one, you know, coming in Stampede, we always thought this card would get reprinted at one point. And as you can see, it is a Blue Eyes card. And this one was getting high up there in price for the higher rarities. But again, nothing too crazy for this one. So we have Royal Oppression. Okay, the first one that I want V's opinion, man. This is interesting, V. Look at that. Royal Oppression probably gets the Platinum Secret and the Quarter Century. This is a card that is broken in Edison. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is used with Vayu to break, you know, your opponent essentially, because you get they can't special summon, but you can. So what do you think about this reprint in Stampede, man?
I like it a lot. It's Konami finally making nods to Edison format, which, once again, they need to support a lot more. They need to do more for. Oppression's a great card, and it's cool it's getting a QCR. I personally have the DTs. I like those DTs. They're clean, but I'm not gonna lie, like the QCR, I'm excited about that as well. It might look better, and it really depends on, you know, how you feel as an Edison player. What do you like more? What obviously will hold more value. DTs are really hard to get, so they hold pretty good value. But we have to see the pull ratio of Royal Oppression, because I guarantee you this will be a hard to pull card, and even more a card that everyone's going to be wanting to grab for their Edison deck.
Great point. I mean, hey, the nostalgia for us boomers, man, you know, the Time Wizard format cards, they always have that demand. So excellent point, you know, to pick up you know, this card once it comes out. Now we have Shaddolls, man. V has been talking about Shaddolls since, you know, he started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Always, forever, about the old teas, about the new Shaddol cards back then and the old ones. And man, you're gonna take over, you know, this card. I'm not even gonna talk anymore. Let's hear it, V. What do you think about Shaddolls coming in Stampede?
First of all, get that Dickin's QCR trash Shaddol contract out my face. That card is caca. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Okay. Thank you. You walk in with a QCR Shaddol construct, just know that you're walking in with a silver medal. All right, you're walking in with the bronze medal of Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't get that trash QCR fake whatever rarity. It's first edition ulti out of Duelist Alliance. OG, I mean crazy OG set. This card is on sale right now, by the way, because of the QCR. And I think after the QCR, first of all, Shaddolls isn't doing nothing right now, unfortunately. It's my favorite deck in the game. I would love to see Shaddolls get a Link 1. Like, any set, if you want, it'd be insane. It'd be like a Link 1 that's like Shaddol Fusion from the hand, graveyard, or field. All right, that's all we need. We're good. Like any deck that you want, just imagine a Link with support, and I promise you, it's gonna be broken. If Shaddol's got a Link 1, they can see play. Like Shaddol Winter still answers a lot of decks.
That's true.
You know, yeah, like a lot of decks struggle against Shaddol Wisdom. Shaddol Schism is an insanely broken card. Shaddol Fusion, I would argue, is almost as, I would say, is better than Brandon Fusion, because Brandon Fusion, one, it's at limited, but two, Brandon Fusion, you know, it's listen, if they ash it, if they stop it, whatever. You got Shaddol Fusion, you got El Shaddol Fusion, you got a lot of ways to just promote game state that's easily recoverable. I would argue more easier than Branded. But going back to, like I said, I think Ultimate Shaddol Construct, it's cheap right now. I own my playset. If you don't own your playset, this is prime time to get this card, because people are rocking the QCRs, thinking they're hot shit. Bro, I'm telling, it's that dude with the Honda Civic with the Japanese parts, and he pulls up to the Lamborghini. Like, bro, get out of my face. Like you're a big bad dog into a QCR rarity, but you ain't beating Lamborghini. Even stock, even. I'm not even trying, and I'm already like, you're not. And when I look at contract, like I said, it's my favorite card, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. No. Like I said, don't get that QCR trash.
There you go.
Get that Ultimate Rare.
You heard it, man. I knew it. That's why I couldn't wait to ask you about this card, because he has been speaking about this for years. He's always talking about one of his favorite decks, essentially, or his favorite deck. So as you can see, getting support. I'm interested to see, well, not support, but a reprint. Interested to see if any of the other, now we expect the other ones, you know, at least Shaddol Fusion and Winda to be in there. So it'll be exciting. But like V said, you know, us boomers, we get happy because the older versions get cheap. That's where the real value is at. So definitely keep that one in mind. And then moving on here, we do have Incredible Ecclesia, the Virtuous. Got announced there in round 6. This is an alternate art, if I'm not mistaken. To me, the art looks fire. I really do like this one. And as you can see, it only has 4 prints. I mean, the Starlight rare now, like V just said, when these cards get reprinted in Stampede, the max rarity just gets destroyed. You can see this card that if you go to the yearly chart used to be again, and if you keep going, if we had the 2-year chart, this card was 200-300 back in the day, and now it's 88s, and this is just the beginning. Once people have the actual alternate art quarter century, of course, some people are going to prefer the OG art, we understand, but still, we're going to have more of these out here. So I don't know if you have any take on this particular card getting reprinted in Stampede.
I'm not trying to go back to Shadows, but there's an alternate art Shadow construct that could have got a QCR. It would have been fire.
That's true.
What they did with Ecclesia is I like the take. They said, listen, we're gonna give you Ecclesia, we're gonna give you an alternate art QCR, and everyone's like, you know what? Fair enough, I want it. Even if you have your Starlights, you still want it. And when you got Shadow Construct, all Konami had to do was go, hey, listen, we're gonna do the alternate art QCR. And me personally, if they do that, I want it. QCR Shadow Fusion, I want it because that's a nice version. So like, yeah, that's a QCR. Like, I would want that.
Man,
even though I own the first edition Ultis, I still want them for my deck because I want to own all the Dial cards. All right, it's fun. The cards are beautiful. The cards are really fun to play with, and having alternate rarities, who wouldn't want those?
Damn, that's an amazing point. Like now looking at it, like this one, imagine like if
it'd be gorgeous.
Wow, that's a great point. This is the one. Imagine they include them both. I wouldn't be mad in the sense that this one should be the one coming. So that's a great point.
And the Link one. Don't forget the Link one.
Don't forget the Link one to break the deck into the meta for sure. So that's a great point. That's a great one. Come on, Konami, listen to us. And we have conducted Toronto. Not too much to talk about. We expect dinos to come. You know, OV Raptor, Baby Ceratosaurus, maybe the other petite one, the small one. So again, hopefully we get Miscellaneousaurus. Obviously, has already been announced. So again, we expect dinos to get reprinted in Stampede. So that's a great one. A lot of people always love playing dinos. And then we see here Runic Fountain. Again, a lot of people hate Runic, so we see Fountain here. We expect you know, the tip to be in there as well, and other Runic cards. So again, I want your take on Fountain, you know, a tip. Again, falling completely out of favor thanks to Malice. So what do you think about this deck core maybe for the long term? People hate it, but it could compete if it wasn't for Malice. And if these get reprinted in here, what's your take on Runics?
I hate Runics.
Oh,
I can't even.
Yes.
Here's the thing about listen. There's no deck in the game that's like, oh, I hope to deck you out. I'm not gonna. There's choice words I would say. I won't say in the channel, but there's choice words I would say for Runics and players that play Runics. Like, who's it? I think Joshua Smith played Runics, and now he's talking smack about Malice. The irony, like, bro, put your head down, put your hand down, bro. Like, you can't do that. Like, I think Runics is listen. I'll just.
Now we can see the love. We can see the love, bro. We can feel it. You know?
I'm gonna try to deck you out. That's my win strat. Deck you out and store the game. Oh, what a big man you are!
Hey.
Like, why'd you even come to locals, bro? Get out of here.
For real. That's what you see in locals. You know, that's what you see in locals when people take this deck. Like, I see people, like, when they were playing this, they actually got upset, man. Like, people got mad. Like, they stand up like, really, man? They couldn't believe it. But, you know, the player playing this said, you know, that, oh, they're illegal, you know, I'm here to win and blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, people did go to high-tier events, and you know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead.
And they're not wrong. And that's the thing. I never really get mad specific to play. I used to. But the way I realize it is Konami allowed this to happen, not the player. The players using tools given to them. Right. If we're in a gunfight and you can use a bazooka, I shouldn't be mad at you using a bazooka. Who made that rule? Let's get mad at that guy. Konami, get rid of these goofy Runic cards. This is not a real deck. Like, it's.
Yes, it's too much, man. Yeah, it's too much when you know you're playing the deck and you get decked out. I mean, against the deck, it's not a cool feeling. So, I mean, we're getting the reprints. I mean, the deck, thankfully, you know, is not played right now. Thanks to Malice. I know there's a lot of happy V's out there. So, there you go. There you go.
How many cards left in the deck? About as many as the hairs on your head, kid. Like, come on.
Love it. Come on. All right, here in round 9, I didn't know. This is one that came out of left field. We already got an alternate art in one of the, I think it was in Rarity Collection 2, if I'm not mistaken. So usually we expect alternate arts of cards that already have alternate arts. Like, okay, Winter Cherries already had one. Okay, it came in Rarity Collection. So, but this one, to my knowledge, it didn't have this alternate art. So it's pretty cool to get another print. I mean, access code talkers were cheap in general. There weren't nothing too crazy. But again, getting an alternate art in Stampede, any take? I mean, the card is broken. It's been an extra deck staple in the past. But what do you think about this?
No, I think it's great. This is a great reprint for a lot of players. Actual token is one of those cards that is a needed card. If it's a needed card, I'm all about a card getting a reprint that's a needed card. I don't want players to be held back because they can't afford a card that's needed in the game. That annoys me. That has nothing to do with rarity. I like different rarities. Like I like Starlight Rare Actual token. Don't be wrong. If you can get that. But you shouldn't be restricted going, oh, I gotta spend $60 on Actual token, then I can't play it. Nah, I'd rather have people have multiple rarity, multiple opportunities to grab the card so they can use the card. But I also want there to be levels as far as value, so those that want to spend extra can have that feeling of, oh, I own something that's nice. I like that. So I do like that the Konami's reprinting it. I do like Konami's going back and making an alternate rarity. And I also like the fact that we have value for all this stuff. So I'm all about that.
All right, yeah, so very supportive of this reprint. I get it. Yeah, essentially different tiers of rarities. I'm just giving options. If you want the max rarity, you can go get it. If you need just an accessible version to put in your extra deck, you have options as well. And again, I mean, honestly, I like the alternate art. I like the artwork. Getting more access code talkers, you just can't go wrong with that. But at the same time, I mean, they could have used the slot for maybe something else that really needed it. That might be my only take. It's like, you know, we already have a rarity collection, and honestly, these look great already. So it's like a win more thing where you're still winning. Now you're just winning more. But honestly, I think they could have used this slot for something else. But it is what it is. It's here now. So we'll definitely take it. You know, as it comes. And then we have here ABC Dragon Buster. Yeah, you were gonna say something?
No, I'm saying if they want to make their slots useful, they could have started with Skull Servant. That could have been a great start of, all right, why though? Like, why are we why are we debuting filler? Like,
no, it's like Crystal Shark or Petite Moth. Like all these, you know, I mean, like, come on, man, what's going on here? So I like
dude's
that.
Debuting filler as value. Like, no one's getting fooled by that, Konami. Get out of here with that.
Skull Servant, man, you gotta love it. Watch that one kid. Oh, I love Skull Servant.
Yeah. You one guy in the back. You hear one guy in the back will go, yeah. And everyone's like, shut up, dude! Like, we're trying to make a point. That one kid all the way in the back who's pumped, dude. He's so excited.
Loved it, man. My bad, I can't even talk, man. Love it, bro. We have ABC Dragon Buster. I mean, this fusion monster used to be broken, guys. When it came out, it used to be the end-all be-out, just broken, reacting to your opponent, coming back, floating, just doing, you know, banishing, all this craziness. So again, it's kind of late in that sense, but it is an iconic Yu-Gi-Oh card, you know, so I like this one. I like ABC Dragon Busters. Hopefully we get it, you know, as expected in all the different rarities. So what do you think about this card?
Yeah, no, so I think Konami is smart by doing this because they know this is a loved card, even though it's not a played card. So this is a card that players are going to want to still grab. This is a card that players are going to pull and pack and not be upset with. And I think that's what Konami did with that. With that said, there's a bunch of reprints already. No one's rushing for these reprints. Now there's a quarter century. People that will crack these will go, oh, that's cool. All right, when I play this. So this is one of those cards that if you do crack in your quarter century pack, you're not upset about because you used it, you played it, you like the card. But you're obviously like, I wish this was something else, right, you know? Right. This is another like filler thing. And this is the kind of thing that I really wish Konami didn't debut. I wish they debuted the cards that we wanted to throw money at. Right. Like that, in my opinion, would be smarter. This is a card that people pull and they go, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, this list of the first 17 cards definitely could have included more relevant reprints like maybe Chaos Angel, you know, Sky Crisis, things of that nature. So we can make moves early, but I mean, it is what it is. And, you know, now it makes me curious if we'll get the pieces too. You know, they might sneak these in there as well just to complete the core. These would look nice, you know, in those alternative rarities compared to their current rarities. So, you know, ABC players, again, now let's say 2 kids, just to give respect to the deck and how broken it was in the past. Those 2 kids still playing ABCs, they're going to be happy once Stampede comes around. Now, Alistair the Invoker, I really like this one. I really, really like this reprint. Out of all of these reprints that they showed, this is one of the ones that I like the most because this card needed a reprint. You know, as you can see, it only had 3 prints. And, you know, these secret rares were pushing 7, 8s. Some people were, some Billy Bob's probably paying double digits for this. And again, now we get this beautiful alternate art. Wow, I'm a big fan of this card. I look forward to picking this card up. And don't forget, we have Invocation. The OTs have been going down because of the alternate art reprint that I believe is fire as a prismatic secret that is super cheap. I believe this card has a lot of potential to spike up in the future once you know, we start getting this card easily and readily available, as well as the other Invoke cards. You know, like Mechaba got the alternate art. To me, this card looks fire. And then you have the other Invoke cards as well. These are cheap. Been going up recently. So what is your take on Invocation, Mechaba, the Invoke pieces, and Alistair, you know, with this one guaranteed to get reprinted in Stampede?
This is a great opportunity for Konami to make crazy money by doing Alistair, and just going the alternate art route. Like I said, when they did construct, I think was dumb. I think the alternate art reprints as QCRs is very smart. Alternate art Alistair would obviously supersede the value of an OG Alistair. People would still hold their OG Alistair. Same with Mechaba. Same with Invocation is tricky because it has an ultimate rare, and ultimate rare normally it holds higher value.
Right.
But that Invocation looks gorgeous. I mean, it looks absolutely amazing.
Fire.
So it might, yeah, dude, it's an absolutely beautiful looking card. So it might actually, if not maintain stable value to next to it, might even be a little bit higher, depending on obviously how hard it is to pull. But I do think it's going to be a good opportunity for Konami to make money by players by having this come out. Now, allegedly, Invoke's getting something. I mean, I heard was rumors that Invoke's getting support. Hey, listen, I would like to hear more rumors that should also get support, and we can go back to Invoke Dolls upgraded. Because that deck, I mean, Invoke, theoretically, if you want to look at like decks as a core, Invoke got one main deck monster. That's all they got.
That's true.
Like, Invoke is missing a crazy amount of support.
Crazy, yeah.
You know, Shadolls, I mean, it's an OG deck, but like I said, a Link 1 could change that deck overnight. One Link 1.
Come on, just one.
And I gave an example of an effect. But you can do multiple effects and so I think Shadolls can come back. I think Invoke Dolls might have their day again, and I definitely think that for Invoke, I think we see a timeline where Invoke gets more support, and this is just a reprint for those players that want to grab Invoke but not pay those crazy prices. Because you're right, they were increasing for no reason because Invoke is such a loved deck as well as Dolls as well.
That's right. Again, guys, like V said, I mean, if you look at this page, other than the ulti, like the alternate art just clearly looks like the better version, as you can see there. So you definitely want to make those considerations. And here we have V's favorite rarity, guys. Here at the channel, we call it the block of cheese rarity. Shout out to Aaron, just a community member. He's like, these look like block of cheeses, man. That's what he said, and we know historically, V, we have to hear your take on your favorite rarity, man. Yeah, let's hear it, man.
Gold Rarity is such a goofy. I think Konami saw like a rap song where people were putting like gold in their grills, and they're like, dude, let's slap so much fake gold on our Yugioh cards, it'll sell. And they didn't realize it's so ugly. This is my main grievance with QCRs is they have that the letter foiling of the newer gold rare, well, the old gold rares. The original gold rares look ugly. I think if you want to have cards but you got no money but you still want to get involved, I think this is a way to do it because let's be real, nobody's searching these premium gold or platinum gold. Oh, it looks so ugly, dude.
But we got staples. What do you mean? Look at that. We got staples in this rarity, V. What do you mean?
Dude, the staple of Imperm, play a common. Like, don't let God see you playing this. That's all I'm saying. You have a lot to answer to St. Peter when you walk around these goofy gold maximum gold cards. They look so bad.
I'm just having so much fun, guys. This is what it's all about, guys. This is about the passion. This is about discussion. I get there's this, not even that one kid out there, half a kid. There's that half a kid out there, that's his favorite rarity. We're all having fun, guys. We're just having fun out here, guys. But again, love it, man. I had to ask you, I had to hear your take, and it exceeded my expectations, man.
From the market, I mean, the thing is from the market, it's just bad for reprint and resell value because of the amount of players who are actively not looking for gold cards. You bring gold cards to a trade table, they're gonna laugh at you and tell you please leave them alone. They got real things to do. Like so that's why I always clown on gold. That and it also looks atrocious. It looks really bad.
I mean, yeah, block of cheese, man. It has the name for a reason, guys. We have Solomon Great Raging Phoenix. Again, a card that was 40, 50 bones. We said, guys, sell this card. It's a matter of time before it gets a reprint, and here we are. Now the OGs are pushing what? 12s. We always cover this card at least once weekly. You see a little bit of a bump back up to 15s because people need it. Volume's coming in, competitive juices. People going to YCS came to Orlando. Now they're going to Houston, and before that to Team YCS in Vegas, and people traveling and competing. Again, you can see bump ups. You can clearly see bump ups, as you can see here. But this card definitely needed a reprint. I love that it's coming in here. But this card was hot at one point, and definitely, you know, high end in price in that sense. So what do you think about this reprint?
I think the reason why this will hold a little bit of value is because of Fire Kings recently. After that, the value of this card is going to go back down to almost nothing, especially with the release of the quarter century set.
Excellent take, man. That's a great point. People now rushing back to Fire Kings. As you can see, these cards pop up down here because people are buying it alongside with Okonik. So excellent point, as always. And then we move on to Dark Magician. I mean, this is more of an iconic one. It's always nice to get, I mean, nostalgia. I mean, we have a million Dark Magicians and Blue Eyes and things of that nature. But for some reason, when we see another one, it's not to our surprise. We're like, yes, we want it. We want to have it. So it is what it is. Nothing much to say with regards to that one. Then we have Maxi. We already bored you guys with all the Maxi details, the Speed Duel ones, the Banlist takes, you know, V's hot takes. So definitely great. As you can see, you do have these other rarities again, like V said. Yeah, we're gonna get the quarter century, probably a platinum secret. But again, you have the alternative versions, especially the ultimate rares. V lasted years talking about Maxi, you know, for years and years when it was way cheaper before they went up and went parabolic, and then everyone wanted them. So again, this card, as you can see here, cleaned this up, janitor style, still holding value. And again, long term, I still think this is a safe play. Again, because yes, you'll have the crash, you'll have people, oh, let me get these, sell these, and get the quarter centuries. But deep down, stop playing games, man. This is the max rarity, guys. Even if it gets a Starlight, it's just one of the multis that you think about. You're like, man, I want the ultis. It's just that iconic. So again, you've talked about this card for years. What is your take on this current version of Maxi compared to the ones coming out?
If you have any other version of Maxi, sell it besides this version if you want to have good value, because even when the Starlight comes out, if this comes with the Banlist, the hype will pump this card specifically. I think the other version of Maxi, I mean, once again, they're cool to have. It's great to lock in if you don't want to go ahead and worry about it later on. If Maxi was to come up with the Banlist, the Starlight would definitely obviously go up in value. The ultimate rare would be the highest valued version, and you would see the most gain almost immediately, almost overnight, would be the ultimate rare version of Maxi at Ashpack 4.
There we go. And you can't forget, even though you have the ulti, you have this one, man. I mean, there's levels.
That's right.
Levels. There's just levels.
Dude, it has the same lettering. If you look at the lettering versus Maxi, that's QCR lettering. Like,
So
I'm telling you,
true.
Konami fooled everybody. They say, we'll give QCR lettering with Starlight rare printing.
That's so
Throw
true.
Pump up the saturation, and that's a QCR.
That's so
like,
true,
they're
bro.
lazy, bro.
I imagine if once we get the quarter century, it'll be nice to compare and come back and do this, you know, and like see just the name, you know, they'll look the same. So great take with that one, man. Always love your gold rare takes, man. And then we have Sky Striker Ace Ray. When I saw this card, I'm like, I've never played Sky Striker, just me. You know, the deck has been amazing, great. A lot of people love it. I've never played it. You know, but when I see a card, I'm a visual guy, and I see this card and I want it. I'm like, this alternate art just looks fire. The same thing happened with alternate art engages. I personally, you know, really like that card. I expect it to be in here, hopefully, as an alternate art, you know, print. So again, we have this alternate art. There's a million rays, there's ultis, but this one, I think they nailed it with this alternate art version. What is your take on this one, V?
Yeah, no, I think this is cool. The problem is, like, we have so many strikers.
Yeah.
We just recently got the new quarter century one. Looks absolutely beautiful. And now Konami's like, well, here's another one, and it also has beautiful artwork. So now we have multiple cards with really nice artwork. The thing about strikers is it's the waifu tax. It's like a huge waifu tax that's not going away. And Konami knows this by debuting strikers as, like, I would argue, the cornerstone of the Konami Animation Studios by making the shorts. So they know what they're doing. They know what players like. And they're reprinting strikers because they know. I mean, look at Master Duel. Strikers have more alternate art reprints there that we still haven't gotten on the TCG yet, that we might be getting soon as well. So I think Konami's really smart by milking the players when they first debuted strikers, and throughout the year, especially recently, milking the players again by making new alternate art rarities and strikers that players are going to want, especially for new players that maybe don't want to buy the older cards because, you know, they weren't playing back then. But hey, now they're here, and now they have an alternate art high rarity version that they might want to consider picking up.
There we go, guys. Again, yeah, I mean, you see this alternate art. It's a good alternate art play. But as you can see, you also have the, this will be the OG quarter century that came in Battles of Legend, Terminal Revenge as an alternate art. A lot of people really like this version. So definitely keep it in mind. But again, we're on a roll here. Look at it. This is the one. This is the one. I promise you guys. Right. This is the one. I mean, it just keeps popping up.
Good 18 cents. 8 cents of that? Man.
That much? I thought this was free. Free 99. Yeah.
I thought that's how much they were paying me to take the card.
Exactly. Literally, man. That's a good one. And then we have another alternate art. This looks fine. What? Yo, I won't lie. Again, these are cards that I have no association with. I don't play Branded. I don't play Sky Strikers. But as a casual, I look at a card like this and I'm like straight fire. Like it just looks really, really nice in my humble opinion. So again, Fallen of Albaz as an alternate art, you can see that this card has an OT. It already came in Rarity Collection Uno, as you can see here with 16 to 18s for the OG quarter centuries. So again, yeah, what do you think about this alternate art?
It looks absolutely beautiful. I think Konami, especially with this set, is testing the waters on alternate art versions of cards to try to reduce the community. And in a weird way, for some cards it's failing, but for a lot of cards it's working really well. Branded has a huge community, huge following, and people are going to buy this card just to add to the brand deck, just to put that brand deck in a deck box, just to put it on a shelf. Some might play it, but some will do that as well. And with a lot of these alternate art cards, they're going to do the same exact thing. The thing is, they want to grab all these cards because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players want to have every version of a card made for the deck that they love so much. Like, think about your favorite deck. If the Konami made a new card or alternate art version, you would want to grab it. And this is really smart by Konami because I think they're testing the waters going, would you want to grab it? And I think the answer is going to be yes. I think this is a great card. I think if you love Branded, this is a card you want to grab. Some people are still playing Branded, and you know, shout out to those people. It's still a great deck. Right. It's still a really fun deck.
Right.
And it still can be competitive. But it's cool to see that there's more reprints of the alternate arts for this deck because it's such a loved deck.
That's right. I mean, Branded is one of the most popular decks around. People just love buying it, using it, playing it, getting different arts and things of that nature. And, you know, just looking at this Ultimate Rare came to my mind. Like, you imagine any of these alternate arts getting an OTS OT? I mean, that's going to be kind of hard. I don't think it's happened yet, but that'd be wild. Imagine this card OT. Man.
It can happen because, I mean, look at Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon is a great example. They put the alternate. So I think Konami's testing the waters so many things. I hope they start doing it. Like ultimate rare of that Ray card will look gorgeous. It will look clean. Like
Konami,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I have my striker deck. I have my ulti Ray in it. It looks beautiful. I would want that one instead of the ulti Ray I currently have easily. Not even a QCR. Just give me the ulti. I'll be happy.
Please, Konami.
They'll finally be valued OTS packs.
Yes, please listen to V, man. Because if these cards would come OT, they would be insane. Something to definitely consider. I mean, just look at the card. Imagine this artwork with the ultimate rare like this. Oh, man. Hopefully it happens in the future. We'll see how it goes on. And then lastly, we have this famous card that used to be $80 because Edison players, they needed it. They were willing. It was just a single print forever, years and years and years. It never got reprinted until now. Now, this is an amazing reprint for those plant players in Edison to get their cards, you know, that they need. And again, as you can see here, it's always been from Raging Battle, a single print. First edition. If you go to the yearly, you know, this card was 78s, but you see a high sale price of almost $100. And now you're starting. Last time we discussed it, it was 55s, then went down to 50s, and now 43s. We expect this card again. Some players are going to want the OG version. They're like, Jay, I love the OG feel. I don't care about the new prints. But again, that sell pressure from these new versions for the OG, I think this card will continue crashing down in price. So what do you think about Amaryllis if you like the reprint and what will happen with the OG?
Yeah, I mean, I use the same argument basically with Astral Talk when, like, the card was so hard to get, so expensive, people just didn't want to play it or didn't want to use it, and that was a barrier. And when you look at Friction Cluster and Morales, it's the same exact thing where it was such an expensive barrier. Players that played Edison were like, I'd rather play something else. I don't want to deal with this crap. Yeah. And now that we're seeing the reprint, it blows out the super rare because besides the QCR, which obviously is highest rarity, the other rarities for Friction Cluster Amaryllis is beautiful. It's going to look really nice as a Prismatic Collector's Rare or Prismatic Ultimate Rare. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well because I think it's going to look really nice. And this is a great card now. That barrier now has been broken and players can now play this deck.
There you go. Like he said with Access Code Talker, especially for older formats, Time Wizard formats, it's just hard to get these old cards in great condition, and they were super expensive, so it's nice to break that barrier. So you couldn't have said it any better yourself. So guys, again, we're what, like an hour and 22 minutes in, man. We gave you guys a movie today. You know, instead of going to the movies, you came in to listen to V talk about gold rares, guys. You can't make this stuff up. So again, wow, just an amazing episode, an amazing market watch. V showing his versatility, man, and why, you know, I consider him to be, you know, the GOAT, man. So again, you definitely want to make sure, where is his channel? Right here, link in the description down below. You want to make sure you come over here and sub. You'll find it immediately. Come check out the channel. Oh, look, your boy's right there. Yeah, man.
There he is. There he is.
Guys, make sure you come over here and show some love, man. And always a pleasure to have V on. And hopefully this is, you know, it was the second time, but hopefully we have more of these, because I just have time, man. Organically, not just time. I meant to say fun. You know, just have so much fun laughing about gold rares and just everything. So yeah, any last thoughts, V? You know, thanks for coming on the channel. Anything else you want to say?
Nah, I appreciate it. And guys, seriously, subscribe to Fresh Off the Press. Let's get them to 10K. You know, I'm all about, you know, supporting YouTubers that enjoy creating content, enjoy the game, and just enjoy it. And Jay, I mean, every time, you know, you're on, you live stream, you enjoy what you do, and I can see that. And this is why I'm always, you know, happy to see you on. I'm always honored to be on your channel and to talk about the game, because I enjoy it and I can see that, and talking with you, you have that love, so it's always great. One thing I always want to mention though, just one quick thing: the Yu-Gi-Oh community is growing older, and people are having more disposable income as they grow older, and the value of cards over time is increasing, even out the gate when it first released. And I think this is going to exponentially increase, and I think cards are going to become more expensive. So I'm glad Konami's making these reprints. I don't like replacing the highest rarity version, but I do like mass reprints being remade due to the fact that Konami is recognizing the fact that the playbase in this game, there's no longer little Johnny's 8 years old, $5 lunch money, extra $5 to buy a pack, and hopefully pulls a good card. There's no more of that. I mean, this game needs a younger player base, but this game has a lot of players that played when they're 14, 15, 16, and now are having families of their own. I mean, I have a family, Jay has a family, and we're here, and we're playing this game. And I'll tell you right now, I spend adult money on a Tuesdays trading card game, and I don't think I'm unique in this. Jay, I don't think we're unique in this.
For sure. I'm addicted.
Like,
I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Like Saki, you're addicted to the brown, V? You're addicted to the brown?
Oh, man, let me tell you. And I don't want to change. I don't. Intervention's coming, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't coming by me. I don't want to change.
We're all addicts out here, man, for sure. And we're all addicts. So like V said, he made a great point, guys. You know, we're growing older, but we continue to love the game, and it's a pleasure to always have him on, to always share this passion, you know, that we all have here. If you're watching right now, it's because you love the game, especially if you made it this far out. You know, I'm eternally grateful. So again, V, thank you for your time. Thanks for hopping on. Look forward to the next time as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for your time, for your support, and for your attention. Stay fresh.